Yeah, yeah. So what's good? What up, J Life? Take me to places we can't reach. Dreaming what we supposed to be. And travel through sound, staying connected like auxiliary. Music is our life and rhythm for the optics and the cameras and light shot. Somewhere ain't supposed to reach a blessing like right now. Been urgent like emergency. Requesting I might block. Resurface like a polish. We mental like fight now. No breaking like a burning bridge. Everybody gone, couldn't follow. Cruising was meant for this. I never rush just to break entry. The world been open, showing things. The truth is a guidance and I've been compassed. I'm a point of faith. Proof like you wanted down. Who's shining through the mic relay? Can't rip if you a fan. Cause we spin in real life, get blown today. Words knock on the table, my blunt. Erase the coldest days. J left cause it's chaos to the third eye. Gets awake in haste. No more burning process, just taking time so you make it there. Boxed up when I'm cruising, the hard stripes so you know this real. Never did I feel but the spirit aligns, but the devil won't. Better when the world goes against you, your odds in general. I ain't down too sharp, never fitted, recap to plain so. Fucking with equipped and I'm gassed up, burning pesos. Ready on my grind, burning miles up like I'm headed home. I don't care who now gon' get me cause they can't carry on. Pressure only made for the broken, no cost to sell you phone. Life is destination, was meant for you till you carry on. Higher than astrology, brighter minds to a catacomb. Poetic message now you know like delivery straight to the mailbox. Tell me where it's from cause we orchestrated to the damn top. Higher than astrology, brighter minds to the sales top. Places we can't reach, dreaming what we supposed to be. And travel through sound, staying connected like auxiliary. Music is our life and rhythm for the optics. See the cameras and light shine. Somewhere ain't supposed to reach a blessing like right now. Been urgent like emergency, requesting I might block. Resurface like a polish, we just mental like fight now. No breaking like a burning bridge. Everybody gone, couldn't follow, cruising was meant for this.
What up, what up, what up? We are in the building. It's another case of this is the opposite.
Right.
Of the Mondaze.
The antidote.
Yeah, the antidote. To whatever you think you're going through, we're in the building. What up? What up? Run them likes up, run them likes up, run them likes up. Show some love, share it out. Maybe we got a message somebody needs to hear. There is two main topics of today's episode. I'm gonna tell them one, and you can tell them the other one, Kalisha.
Absolutely.
One, regrets.
Ooh, always backed up by them boundaries though, right? Like,
so boundaries and regrets are two of the topics today. What do regrets mean to you? What are some of your biggest regrets? Are they a moment? Are they, an emotion that you have, or
that
when it's
feeling, that feeling though. Like every time I think of the regrets, I think about like that, like gut, like, oh, now I gotta live with this shit. Like, here we go again.
I just thought of I thought of a funny the layers of regrets, whether it's regretting going to that McDonald's that is gonna tear your stomach up. It could be the one that sucks, to knowing better than leaving that person around somebody you love.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then it's like the layers in the other direction, the fallout. Like, how big is this? Is it going to affect your life forever? Did you just lose somebody? Like, you ain't, and you said like keeping these people around. Like, I mean, sometimes just like you said, like you regret a little bit, you regret a lot, and it plays out on that back end so heavy. Like,
yeah. What's up, Phyllis? We see you in the building, watching from Kalisha's side. How are you doing? What would you call a regret? Don't just stop by and say hi. Join the conversation. Really, these are conversations that are supposed to change and heal the world. Really,
absolutely.
There's supposed to be the beginnings of them, not the specific conversation, but the starts of them, because a lot of things are like wildfire if we talk about them and face them head on. And a big part, look, regrets can be positive too.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, Look,
Luke, listen, that I was sitting there like I ain't got no regret. And then I thought back and I was like, "Okay, wait a second, because it's not just regrets. It's like things that I wish I hadn't done." Like it's okay to be like, YOLO or whatever, but like there's got to be things that we wish we could take back or do differently maybe. Or, had it been more
well,
considerate
it's
with.
how we learn lessons, and it's
Mhm.
how, or like the fear of having a regret
Right.
can drive you.
Yeah.
It's all about where you place your energy, I think. Uh, and I think that's an over or an understated part of mental health is like, and I learned this a lot. Like, okay, like on the same idea, right?
Mm.
Somebody will be like, I don't think we should ever procreate.
Okay. Okay.
And my and in my version of it would be something like, I don't think I was meant to have kids.
Right. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
And
is
so
that
it's the same thing, kind of, but I'm not dumping it off on a bunch of extra people. Like, damn, the rest of my family, it don't gotta be a genetic thing. It's just a me thing, right?
right, right. Yeah,
But
fair.
that also shows my perspective of
Mhm.
myself. Could be that I'm the problem, or be an insecure perspective on it as
So
well.
wait, you're saying that like you can limit the experience to just
Ooh, I
yourself?
like that wording, Luke. I like that.
I regret some things for sure. Well, yeah. But that's
I will.
go
I feel
ahead.
the same way. I will adopt, but I won't reproduce. Uh, what were you gonna say, Kalisha?
Well, I was gonna say like that, and I guess that is like where I was having issues with like regrets. Like, do I regret something or do I wish I could have done it differently? Something, and like that's kind of where I was sitting. But like, if you are gonna limit yourself to your experience, because I think that has a lot to do with it too. Like, if the boundary only affects you in that way, then maybe it's not as heavy as like if it completely destroyed everyone around you.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're still talking about regrets, right? Okay, but you're okay. You're
Right.
saying that that's when it becomes a regret, is when it
Yeah.
affects more people.
For me, like that's when it becomes like, oh, I wish I didn't do that, to like I regret doing that, is when it starts like affecting those around me. Like the experience changes and it's like, okay, it's not just about me anymore.
Um, Luke mentioned wording. You know, he said he regrets things he said.
Mhm.
What up, RG? I definitely
Yeah.
I definitely regret things that I've said, right? But I don't know, cuz I was thinking about this, right? And as far as my regrets, some of them I don't know if I actually regret it, right? Because I don't know what's actually on the other side of it for me if I didn't make that decision. Because people can tell you, like, oh, well, if you didn't stand up for yourself at that time, we were thinking about giving that opportunity to you next week.
Mhm. 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 I see what you're saying. Like everything that you've done has got you to this place regardless. So how could you regret any of the things that you've done?
No, well, deeper than that. Okay, let's say, like, one thing I kind of regret is not trusting the process, I think, enough
Mm,
of like, because, or thinking I was too good to be a part of the process.
damn.
Thinking I was like, yo, with my talent,
I'm just gonna show up. I'm just gonna show up like real. Like I guess because like
not even
preparation.
that, not, look, I'll put in the work, right?
Yeah.
But what I thought I was entitled to just off of skill. Right. Okay. I
Okay.
get what you're saying by I'm
Yeah.
just gonna show up
Right.
and be that nice.
Mm-hmm.
Move out my fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's where a lot of that like YOLO mentality comes from, right? Like if I'm not gonna regret anything, or I'm gonna just be a part, be present as long as I'm here and I have exactly my toolbox full of skills, then like it doesn't really matter what the fallout is because there won't be one. No? I mean, because if you always enjoy what you do, or if you're not concerned about what other people are do, like what their effect or affect was to what you did, then it doesn't really matter.
But I don't know that. It depends on the day for me.
Okay.
Is what's weird about that. You know what I'm saying? Because some days I'll be like, they were never gonna help me anyways. But there'll be 10 other people who'll be like, oh, you burnt bridges when you made those decisions. But part of why I was frustrated is because it's like they were never going to do anything to help me to begin with.
But is that you just like justifying the like the shortcomings of it? Right? Like when things don't go that way, it's easy to be like, well, I didn't really need it, or it really wasn't that big of a deal, or like that's
I
how we
find
like.
myself very solution based.
Okay.
So
Okay.
by the time where like I'm exhausted by it, I might
Mhm.
have, it's tough because I am very solution based, right?
Yeah.
But I also have low patience.
Mhm.
And that's she really is. Shout out James. He says that you're cooking right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that is interesting because I mean, I am a little bit impatient, but I try to think I'm solution based at the end of the day. I want my credit though too. A lot of
Right.
motherfuckers try to tell me not to
Wait, I
nah.
thought we were talking about regret. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Run this back for a second. You're telling me like, but is that like a matter of asking for it then, or like
Credit is a
setting
big
yourself
part
up
of
for that
regrets for me
for
too.
you specifically? Okay,
Yeah, because I
okay,
feel like part of my regrets is like, look, I'm and I think sometimes when it leads me to have my stubborn head, my hard head, hit a wall.
right.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. Yeah. So
And so like once it hits that wall though, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Once I hit that wall, I try to I don't know. I don't know. That's tough. I'm trying to think of how to word it. But like in my mind, I didn't set myself up for success.
okay.
And that's what I regret, right? And
Yeah.
it's because I and it's because I was too trusting and too genuine in places. Like, but also I was also too lazy in some places.
I was gonna say because some of that in like setting ourselves up for success comes with how the day
I
went.
didn't
Like,
want to do paperwork.
right. I
I
didn't
didn't
want
want to
to.
do paperwork. I thought
Yeah.
I was working with people I would work with forever.
Mhm. Mhm. We all already that. It
What
didn't
is
really
funny
matter.
about too trusting? I don't
Yeah.
trust nobody, but look, an example. An artist I helped set up their
Yeah.
first $1,000 show. They've made millions at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, where's my credit?
Before that show even happened, right?
Mhm.
They said, look, don't ask for no money. You can do your job, but don't ask for any money. I'm coming from out of town. Shit. I never wanted any anyways. I'm just happy to be a part of it. Right?
Yeah. And like this
We
is standard in this industry. 100%.
we rock out.
Yeah.
We do the show, whatever, you know. And like I just would never do that person like that ever, or look at somebody and think that way, and especially if it's somebody I know wouldn't do me like that. So that's almost like the regret where, damn, I should have protected myself more.
But do you think that that's experience? Like that feels like more of experience. And like you were saying earlier, like, you know, there's boundaries and regret go together really well because a lot of the times when we set boundaries, it keeps us from having to even set ourselves up for success in that sort of way. Like obviously we still do it because we know what we need to get there, but like if we always make sure that we've read the fine print, that everything has a template, then it kind of alleviates all of that at the back end, right? Like it's
I'm an
really hard.
artist. I feel
Right.
like art and music and business are not peanut butter and jelly. I
No.
think we find that out now, even where like a musician, unless you're Taylor Swift, selling an album is very difficult.
But she hasn't touched her marketing campaign, her brand package, a credit, uh, a keyboard, a Jiffy marker, nothing for since
Businesses are
ever.
scared to
Right.
even invest that kind of budget in an
Mhm.
artist, because the worth of music has been completely depleted, because music and business don't go together.
They go together the same way a husband and wife do. Like you
They
can't.
don't.
They do. They absolutely do because people will always, unless you're like, you know, selling out the out of your cart in Jamaica. Like for real. Like if you want to put it out, and we're not talking like the difference between being underground and like mainstream, but what do you mean? Because either you have to have the drive behind yourself to
With
do it yourself,
streaming
or
services, people think I am crazy for owning a physical copy of music.
but you'll see that come back. That's not even like business versus music. That's
So
like
you think
trend.
physical copies will come back?
A hundred
I
percent.
mean, they'll have to
They
keep music alive.
buddy, albums like right people are putting they're pressing albums when they never would have before. Like people are like, okay, we're gonna do this streaming service, this streaming service. We're gonna sell.
Maybe
Yeah,
vinyl, but it's not even to listen to, it's to look at.
is it though? Because you have like the regression of even like the DJ, or maybe not the regression, the evolution of the DJ kind of come back to that. You're gonna see it. Mark my words. I
Yeah,
forecast
no, I bank
heavy,
on it, James.
heavy.
I thrive off of it, James. I
Yeah,
try to make that the case. I'll put my album out for 3 months on physical copy
yeah.
before it goes to DSP.
Hmm.
Uh, and because I want fans who support what I do. But
Right.
to
But what
stay
is
on topic
I was
with
gonna say, but what is this
regrets,
regret? Like, are you regretting not going like are you regretting putting yourself on streaming services? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where is this going? Because
I regret not getting somebody to handle my business sooner. I
right.
regret not doing it myself sooner. I regret
Yeah.
being around people who were on their business, or
Not on their business.
thinking it was, no, they were on their business,
For
but
themselves.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, like you gotta play the same game as the people around you.
Yeah. But now I don't know, man. Like we live in a society where like we really have to trust each other. Like we've taken it too far now, and all these boundaries that we've set for each other to prevent these ugly feelings, like we're going to have to start letting some of those walls go in order to get back to like the essence of like comfort, right? Because what made us be so successful in like the 80s and 90s was that we knew exactly where that line was. We're like, we're not going to do that because it doesn't make us feel good, right? We've lost that over time. We're sitting in 2025 and no one knows actually what makes them uncomfortable anymore. We
Well,
just
because
assume.
anything can make you
Right.
uncomfortable,
Right. We
right?
just assume like that's nope,
Uh,
that we're not doing that. We ain't gonna be about that. And
yeah,
like,
well, because the vibes aren't high enough, is
hmm
what
yeah.
they'll say. But and this plays into my regrets, and even what we're talking about, and like me trying to protect myself
Yeah.
or something, and being like, ah,
Right.
you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
Pivot hard. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and a lot of the times, like, I'll literally be so like, I don't know why I'm like this, but I am so like, if this isn't said or done now, it might not never fucking happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that has killed so many things.
Yeah.
And it's built so it's the core of who I am at the same time. So it's like, and that's where I say sometimes I don't know what to regret and what not to. And sometimes maybe I should have stood up for myself harder.
Right. Yeah. Where I sit with all of that is like, I don't want to regret things, so I allow things the breathing space they deserve. And like, that's not
Which
favor.
I think I've always done, James, to get crucified for doing. Like, to be told, oh, you're too da 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 da. Like,
These boys were in there again, man. Kendra again. When Uncle Sam said too ghetto, I lost. I was crying. I'm like, he's on national television saying, tone it down. Like the message, if that didn't say, go and do what the fuck you need to do, I don't know what does. Like, I don't know. Kids, go run that
but
back.
there's a time and a place and a
That was it.
strategy to
That was
everything.
that was it. That was
Yeah.
it. Turn off your TVs or whatever that. Are you kidding me? He done said
You know what was
everything he
crazy
needed to
about that?
say. Like,
After he did, uh, once he did the Drake shit, I said, turn this fucking shit off.
off.
And then what did he do directly off? Turn the
Exactly.
TV off.
Turn it off. Go
And
get your up.
and it's
This is
funny.
why
It went both ways.
100%, because all it means you want to do.
It went to both ways because it went to the people who were mad at his performance.
Yep.
All right, cut this shit off if that's how you felt. And then
Totally.
the people who were
Man,
mind blown by it.
Right. But also, like, kids, like, go get your pen and pad. Go sit in your buddy's studio, in his daddy's basement, in mama's basement, grandma's and
Who's
cook,
next?
man.
I mean, I've been making songs. I've been making songs for 4 days straight.
Right.
I'm about 6 songs deep in creation.
Yeah.
I got a song. Shout out Milk, who ran through the building.
Hey.
He came fresh from the lab, working on a song coming out on Valentine's Day. We've been working hard, making songs for the bitches, for my bitch. Songs for my bitch is coming out. And we got a cute little puppy on the cover. We got a cute little puppy on the cover for all the ladies out there. Shout out Low Cook in the building too. That's my boy out here in the A.
Hey.
Daz Exotic everywhere. Shout out Luke. Shout out Luke. But yeah, and just I feel like my focus had been on the wrong things is something I regret. Just because I wanted to be an artist who was a regular person. Who wasn't like, oh, well, I went on tour. Yo, I see the timeline and what independent rap is, and it's so cheesy and accolade based, and it's like, what
Mhm.
about the fucking music?
Right. But that went out the window. Nah, it depends. It depends because some people really are just in it for the experience, right? And that's where you're going to see the albums come back, like the body of work, the way that you want us to
That's
receive
the
it.
only fans I want.
I
That's the
know,
only and and
and
and and
hopefully they
there's
hustle hard
no
enough
there
to make
you
you keep
look,
your lights on.
Kalisha,
Like,
look, Kalisha, you know firsthand
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
what, and shout out to them.
yeah,
G, GA bars, shout out to all the love. I'm willing to give it back. Shout out Calico in the building. Uh,
yeah.
you know,
Hey, girl.
but like it's been like, yo, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I care about.
But that's what the consumer is thirsty for. Like we've had, I mean, I don't want to sit here and talk about Taylor Swift all night, but like we've had that. That's fine. Leave that for,
I love her.
I don't want
Don't
to say the kids.
When
I'm
I
not,
look,
listen,
I buy her vinyl. I buy her CD.
and
You
make your
know,
bracelets and do your thing. I'm not even hating on it. I'm just
I'm
saying
not making no.
that's
Yo, Kalisha's on
right.
here on a case of the Mondays, making
Right.
it sound like I get a
No,
bracelet for Tay
but
Tay.
but isn't that how, I don't know. But like, but that's like the marketing and the brand power behind something.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
we're thirsty. Like we just want the experience back. We want the experience, the intimacy, the 452 seats in, you know, where somebody's, you know, uncle is the usher. Like we want that experience. Like Coliseums are great. You know, I would never hate on any of that because it makes
I'm
money.
gonna make you a fucking bracelet, Milk. Me and you are
Surprised y'all
gonna
don't
have
have them yet.
some.
Aw.
Oh hell nah. You hear this shit? But
BFS.
I mean,
Sweet.
so it's weird. It's a regret both ways.
Mhm.
And literally there's so many things that I'm like even like with my brother,
Yeah.
you know, going I be feeling different out there. They don't smoke weed and shit.
Okay.
And so like, well, me and my like brother with the same mom and dad, we do,
Mhm.
but we'll be the only ones. So I feel out of place.
Mhm.
And when I feel out of place, and also I feel pressure to live up, like, you know, they're over there chilling, poolside, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And not like I like we're different. I worry about the world, they worry about them, and like more power to you. You get to you're not wearing as much on your shoulder in that case.
Mhm.
But it frustrates me. And I'll just be like, y'all are gonna act like everything is okay. Like, we're not gonna talk about any family problems. We're not gonna try to change anything. And sometimes that's not the place to do that.
No.
And I do regret bringing that kind of energy when I do come.
Mhm. Yeah. I've learned that lesson hard a few times. And like if everyone is relaxed and eating and drinking, like who am I to come and tear that shit right up? For what? To make my grandma upset? Like
And that's all it's gonna do, and they don't even care. This is what I found out so many times. They don't care about the core argument at that point.
but like is
What
that
up, Miguel? We're here, Case of the Mondays. Shout out to you. Shout
hey,
out to the hard work uh that you in Calico. How do you feel about what we're talking about? We want them to have a good
yeah.
evening, but more so than that. And how do you? Yeah, we want them to be a part of the discussion.
Mhm.
Have a great evening. We want to, but we want you guys to take something home. with it. It's why we give our time and think about these things and share these personal stories. Uh, and have these, and Kalisha over here grilling my black ass today, I guess.
I mean, look, you bring up a lot of really great points, and I think it's important for everybody to know, right? Like
Yeah.
we, going back to like sitting around the pool, like those are the boundaries that, we were talking about at the beginning. Like, do you set boundaries? Is that them setting the boundaries then to be like, listen,
I set the boundaries
well,
around this motherfucker. And
right.
listen, look, it's a power struggle. It
But
is a
coming
crazy power struggle, and it's look, and it's so wild, right? Because who wants to be at the top of that food chain? That's not a place anybody wants to be, but nobody has sympathy for that person
it's not that's an
either.
elected position by genetic design, my friend. Like it's not even, at least it is in my family. Like it doesn't really matter who wants to be at that top. It is like it just is who it is at that moment, because it'll be that way their entire life until unfortunately they leave us or blissfully get to pass on over to whatever is next or whatever. And then that situation changes. Until then, it's like everybody else's position is to, I guess, maybe be the different pieces, but like, do we all root for the comfort? Because if, I mean,
No.
right,
No,
every
because
family,
it's
I guess,
not
needs a devil's
comfortable
advocate.
to me.
Right, right,
Like,
right, right.
but
Okay.
when do we approach? And that's where it's like, is it a regret? Is it not a regret? Is this boundary acceptable? Like,
Hmm.
but then it goes into levels of it. There's been a bunch of petty shit. Or, like, one of the times I couldn't stand my sister's boyfriend.
Okay.
So I was on his ass like, that's how I am. I will sniff out a fucking rat and I
Mhm.
won't let the shit go till the rat dies.
Okay. But that's an essential piece of a family. Like, whether no, I don't even like that's just as much as an essential piece as the person who is like, okay, we're not going to have this conversation tonight. Like today is about so and so's birthday, today is it about the turkey, today is about whatever. Like that orchestrator, like we all have to have those positions, because just as important as those holidays or those big events are, so is the person that is like absolutely no fucking bullshit. Pardon my language, Like we can't all just float through it. Like there has to be that person that's like, nah, no. Catch you next whatever, right? Tuesday. There has to be. Or maybe there doesn't. I don't know. But I feel like that's a lot of the times, like that's the person that's like probably that holds the most truth about the boundaries. Because you're saying like we aren't moving on until we've had this conversation. We're not
Yeah.
moving on until we meet this dude who I'm not really cool with or whatever, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, well, and he'll be there.
mhm,
I don't know. It goes into a lot of things because I want to impress people. I want to make people happy. You
mhm.
know, um, but the second my efforts don't get taken, I could care less. I'm not gonna gain anything out of it. If that makes sense to you.
Well, I guess because it's like you go like I don't know. Explain this to me better. Like you wear your heart on your sleeve, and like that's when you go into situations like, and then once it's not reciprocated, then you're like, okay, like that's my cue to not really participate. Then is that what you mean?
Well, okay. Yeah, that's kind of stage 2. I fall back and I watch.
Mm,
I fall back and I watch at that point, right?
yeah.
And if anything stupid is said, it's over. and always something stupid is gonna be said. Even now, with the real Kyrie, the winner of music video of the year.
Right. Yeah. What's all that about?
Look, I tried hard to communicate. Yo, you have won. Or yo, you are nominated. I think maybe it was shared enough. He got votes. Obviously, he got enough votes to win.
Yeah.
I think he lightly promoted for a second. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine.
I was gonna say like
It's fine. I
Thank
want
you.
everybody to know that
man.
it's not okay, but it's fine. I
But,
know
like-
how to navigate
Okay.
from there.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Fair.
and
But
there's
like,
still boundaries within that. I'm a very much so. We're gonna get into boundaries super duper soon with this. Okay. So we do the nominations.
yeah.
Whatever, blah blah blah. I'm communicating Facebook, whatever. I'm seeing you post every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. I don't mind. From there, you win the award.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. I obviously picked you because I felt like you should win.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make a post, didn't say shit, didn't show no. You know what I'm saying? It just gave me funny vibes.
Is there not okay? So there's maybe a professional courtesy, but ethically, like you put
It's
them in
just-
that position. No, hold on. You put them out there. They didn't ask for that, and then to turn around and be like, "This isn't necessarily the expectation, but this is what I would prefer." Like, sure, I understand what you mean.
I
because
presented opportunities.
it's an opportunity, right? Which is what I'm getting at. Like, it's an opportunity. So if people don't want to seize that, then like that's a them.
Well, so
thing.
here's where it gets messy.
Right. Okay.
Right. Because, all right, you didn't seize the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what up, y'all? We see you in here. Run up the motherfucking likes. We're here talking about the real, well, regrets, but right now we're talking about the real Kyrie situation right now, which a lot of y'all have seen playing out. So I'm explaining it a little bit. But yeah, so I reached out multiple platforms, letting him know, like, yo, participation means a lot. First off, I don't gotta do that. I don't gotta try to let anybody know either. They either know and hustle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a completely missed opportunity when they don't.
Mm-hmm.
You get exposure to a bunch of brand new people. Even the people in the bracket with you all listen to each other. Like, oh, who's the best? Also, this is not a local show. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. She is in Canada. Whatever part, I don't even fucking know.
Cowboy country.
We're
in central cowboy country, like rodeo country.
like Vancouver.
Nah, like Edmonton, like
Okay. Edmonton.
Calgary.
Calgary area. I don't know what the fuck that even. Look, we're international, baby. You had a chance to get seen internationally.
Right.
Secondly, the voting program is very simple. It's not stealing your information. We are not stealing your information. We are 100% independent.
Yeah.
We are all we got. It looked good. Even the voting, we put the pictures in. You see other niggas' surveys, they look fucking nuts and will have 30 contestants.
No comment.
Yeah, even with that.
Yeah.
Pine cases
Yeah.
across.
Yeah. Pine Case is coast to coast at this point. Yeah. I got paid for my information.
But yeah, like, so that's fine if you don't want to capitalize. It's a good look. And who doesn't want to say their song won a fucking award?
Right.
It's also, we make one. We send it. We make one. We got all kinds of shit going the fuck on with that. But so from there, I didn't say anything. It was cool. I made a couple statuses.
You didn't not say anything. Like I mean, I just seen one like 2 days ago.
No, wait. I'm getting to that point. Kalisha, let me cook that.
Oh, shoot. Go for it. Go. We're listening.
But you're funny as hell. She said she's cheap. Yeah,
Dang.
I got $40. No.
Again, no comment.
Damn, I got problems. Look, it all started.
Moving on.
Okay, but all right. So I wasn't not gonna say what. Look, no, people is in here acting like you grilling me. This is crazy. So okay, so I left it alone, right? And then he made a status talking about features and people being excited to do a song with him, and then not marketing or not doing anything with it.
Okay, I see the connection here. So you were like,
oh, just like when you were nominated and won an award and didn't do well. I didn't even say that. I said like when somebody's nominated for an award and doesn't do anything with it. All hell popped off.
Yeah, I bet.
After that statement was made.
Right.
And then a dear friend of ours, Ashley Phoenix, went and liked every comment he posted in there. She's been my co-host for like 3 to 4 years now.
Right. Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay. Okay. I'm not trying to get fired here, but I'm just saying, like, does he have, if he hadn't have made that statement, then I would defend on the fact that, like, it's not anybody's obligation.
Right. But don't be talking about
if you're gonna
like who the fuck are
missed opportunity.
you?
Well, like there was okay.
These ego-driven these evil, like, I don't act too cool for nobody. Okay, and you won't see me posting these artists are so da 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 da. I post work. Work. Any critique I give will be personally to the person, unsolicited or not.
Usually, yeah.
You will see my page loaded with work and probably encouraging anybody, whatever the fuck, but not like these guys in my inbox asking for features are funny. They're
I'm not touching that, but I see what you're saying.
What are we talking about?
Right. Well, that's just if people want to move that way, like
yeah, no, but no, it's not. Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. Hold on. We need to talk about this for a second. This is what I meant earlier when I said, like, we don't know where these boundaries are anymore. We have become so hyper aware of what everybody else is doing and given ourselves such permission to be affected by what everybody else is doing that
Yeah.
kindness
Well,
is
so what are the
important for
boundaries?
sure.
And that's what
However,
needs,
right.
because be
So
kind, yes.
I
And there
agree.
is kind ways to stand up for yourself.
Right. Right. But we need to be, I'm not saying we need to be anything. In my world, I focus more on like what makes me comfortable.
And we
And
love you,
then,
Kid Couture. We need to get you on. We need. Why do I be trying to hit you up, Kid? Because you know you're an icon to me, and I love working with you, and we always have a good time. So, and
hey,
she shows love, like
yeah,
he's
yeah,
not scared. It's not like, oh, he's not black enough to support. Oh, this
yeah.
is too ghetto. Like, no, I don't give a fuck. Are you
Hmm.
working hard? Is what you're making dope? Are you moving with purpose?
Hmm. Yeah, the intention too, right? Because you can be, I don't want to say, I hate the word, I don't hate the word kind. I don't want to use the word kind, but the intention could be positive and the effect be uncomfortable. And people assume that means you're being unkind. That ain't it. That ain't it. Like, which, yeah, we
Yeah.
all kind of ghetto.
I mean, but it's like
Yeah.
it's a weird space though, because even I'm watching Kendrick and or even okay with people's boundaries, right?
Hmm.
Because it's all about boundaries.
Oh, yeah. Heavy, heavy on the
Because
boundaries. Yeah.
even like, and this goes back to my brother and creating a bad atmosphere at my
Hmm.
brother's.
Hmm.
It's a very, what have you done for me lately? Thinking that I can fall into.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people live with that.
And the first time
Yeah.
you hear no, you can act whole funky.
Hmm.
But there's so much pressure on me that I feel from people involving that relationship because people are like, oh, why aren't you always with your brother?
Hmm.
Why haven't you? Where were you? Sending me his music. Why the fuck ain't you? What does that do for me?
Yeah.
Somebody sent me one of his songs, and I said so.
But are you supposed to like that? I've
Hold
never.
on, and I said so, and then I said that's dope, and I said we do dope shit. That's what the fuck we do. But like in the now thinking, right? I think I and with that kind of pressure on me, or just hearing a no, I don't think about uh the concerts we have done, the songs we have done, all like all of that, the fans that I wouldn't, the exposure, all of that.
Like it takes away from the glory that is already.
Yes.
Hmm.
But of
Yeah.
course I want more glory as a hungry motherfucker.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, but that's the like, do you take what people say always? Like they have to be allowed to express themselves.
Well, I feel both ways.
Right. Right. Because
I
it's
can
like,
I can feel very gracious and want
hmm,
to, you know,
hmm,
and be like, you
right.
know.
I know exactly
Well,
what you
and
mean.
it's
And
complicated
this, it
because
is,
even
yeah.
I just followed him on Instagram and like it's like messages that are like, "Hey, I love helping artists,"
Hmm.
and, and I can be like, but he
But he
he has
does.
helped me. And
Right.
we are the same.
Yeah.
Oh shit. He sounds like the fuck me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is this, I guess, maybe like not to say
Yeah,
it
it's
feels
personal.
like
Elisa, I don't think that you understand. Like, yeah, no, it's not personal because it's a public thing, and that's part of celebrity and even the burden of head of the household. And like, my brother has been on Jimmy Fallon. He like people look up to him. Like, so it's tough when people look up to a motherfucker to like have it be personal. It's not.
it's not. There's
It's for a lot of, besides the fact that I'm a fucking demon myself,
yeah.
is the
That's not.
only separation I get from that.
Mm-hmm.
Or my page would be a bunch of people who are happy to talk to his brother.
Right. Which that is not what that
Thank
is.
God it's not.
Yeah, that ain't that. That ain't that. But even if, okay, but hold on, because even if that was the case and we were just talking about family stuff though, like I appreciate the fact that you're being so transparent because, and I say it on Pinecase all the time, if people aren't going to be transparent in their own discomfort and grief and sadness and celebration and love, we're not going to be able to like have those open conversations. People can't take anything away from that. So like run it if it's personal, run it if it's business.
Yeah.
If that's
Well,
what's
the
good,
regrets
like
on both sides. And
mhm,
that's what I mean. Like, yeah, I mean, impact on mental health. What I mean, family juxtaposition is such a big piece of my identity and my regrets.
mhm,
And just, but I feel like a lot of them are fueled by anger or like anger at what I didn't do. So
yeah,
I'm always trying to do that. But there's a lot of defining moments. Like, I regret helping, like, the first time I ever saw a homeless person as a grown up, I woke them up from sleeping on their bench. I'm like, yo, we're just gonna walk past this homeless person. What do we do to help them? I let them sleep on my couch.
mhm,
They left the next morning, and it's so crazy. After that, I saw them all the time. And I was just like, damn, people really live years out here homeless.
yeah. You know what's interesting is like my first thought when you said that was, did you just like wreck his high? Like but that's the difference in like life experience that we
Like,
have, right?
literally. And
Yeah,
it's stuff like that. Like, I'm interrupting their norm.
right.
The
Like
fuck am I? Like,
right.
and
Yeah,
that's why these people are walking by and aren't sharing my same sympathy.
right.
They've accepted it.
Yeah,
And
or
then, oh, go on.
well, or like and maybe not even accepted it because some people really don't even acknowledge that it's happening. But I mean, if somebody has been in that experience, like there's a lot of different things. Now, don't stop helping people when they're outside freezing, please. Don't make this as an excuse not to go out there and buy someone a meal or
Right.
keep them warm. However, that person in that experience, like it just because they're there doesn't necessarily mean that they I don't want to I hate this because I'm like, they don't need your help. People really do want to be out there too, though.
They're
And like,
past your help.
well,
You
or
can't help them.
it's not that. It's like I know people for real that like they have opportunities to be indoors. Now, right
And
now
they
it's
don't want
minus
to.
4 and they don't want to because the way that their life is indoors, it feels structured, it's uncomfortable. It brings other sorts of discomforts that maybe somebody that's never experienced that has no idea. Like a lot of these people that are in relationships, they can't have their partner inside some of these shelters, or maybe they're not allowed at home because they do things that they want to continue doing. So I'm not saying don't help people or support people that are outside because damn, it is
Yeah, they didn't
freezing
have
out here.
nothing back. Yeah,
But
no,
like,
it's a lifestyle. I mean,
but some,
and this is hit home. I'm gonna not get into that, but that I know of those situations. But it's funny because boundaries comes into play with all these things, right? That it was like another moment. This guy was physically hitting his wife.
Yeah.
I beat his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what they said to me immediately after? They gonna
Good
be
job.
in here drinking together
Yeah.
tomorrow.
You almost caught a felony charge, and they've just gone on living the next day like. Yeah, I mean, but I guess that's like meddling in people's things. Like I think that's maybe where I hold
You
like a
see a
lot.
woman getting beat up by a man.
I'm not saying no. Hold on. Again, much like the homeless person or the unhoused or whatever.
You
I'm not
call the
saying
cops.
no.
Or something. I don't fucking.
I don't
what
know
do
if that's it either, though. Like, I don't know. To be honest, right now, like Pine Case's biggest project behind the scenes is compiling a list of resources that you can contact that don't involve cops, because cops are not equipped to deal with mental health crises. They're not equipped to deal with crises that involve children. They're not equipped to deal with like these more sensitive situations that we could navigate with proper resources, or that will, okay, you know what, we're going to put you over here for the night and you guys can sober up and then continue your life, right? The cops only have one solution, which is like tear people apart, charge somebody with something. Like, so yeah, right now it's really near and dear because I'm like, there is other ways, man. Yeah, exactly. It's a yeah.
No, yo, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to call
Hashtag
911
calling
recently, and I had to tell them my address like 5 times before they came in the middle of a crisis that like needed immediate attention.
Yeah, there's like a.
But like, I didn't know. I didn't have the relationship experience at the time. Like, you know, I don't know. It's really tough. But I think,
well, and it's specifically like, what
it's all about how much does approach matter. What matters more, approach or boundaries when it comes to regrets, and how interlocked are those two things? Do you think?
Those go hand in hand, because like how I approach, or like, yeah, how I approach things is 100% like, I don't necessarily regret what I've done. I regret how I did it. Like I can live with the fallout of it, or I can live with the, you know, the results, but I could have done it a different way. Could have been more sensitive or kind, or, you know, left out the selfishness of it or whatever. I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
At least for me.
I have a good example of boundaries, right? That I wanted to play.
Okay.
What are boundaries to you first?
The space that I allow myself to have before dealing with somebody or something.
Okay. And that changes over time, though, right?
Yeah. Much like regret with you, it changes daily, right? Because my comfort with things changes with experience.
Yeah. So not just with individual people, but with situations as a whole, even.
Yeah. Yeah, because you become more mature, right? Like there's things that would devastate a 16-year-old girl or young lady that are like so catastrophic, things that you said or things that, you know,
that you
like,
would never even come close to dealing with at 30 or letting affect you.
Whatever. Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah. Anyway.
He left you for Tammy.
Yeah. No, Tammy, Felicia, and him, all that can have each other. Yeah, totally. So like, yeah, with experience comes tolerance for sure.
What up, y'all? Run up them likes if you haven't. Here's an example of boundaries, right?
If you don't want to give me another motherfucking square, I will.
You gonna send something more?
You're not finna try to, nigga. What? You think I'm a motherfucking punk? Is that why you did that shit, nigga?
Chill, both of y'all.
Is that why you did that, nigga?
I'm fucking playing with you,
bro. First off, can we play that again? Play that again.
If you don't want to give me another motherfucking square, I will.
You gonna send something more?
You're not finna try to, nigga. What? You think I'm a motherfucking punk? Is that why you did that shit, nigga?
Chill, both of y'all.
Is that why you did that, nigga?
I'm fucking playing with playing with your
Okay, wait. Unpack this for us a little bit. Explain what led to this.
I'm at my friend's house,
Mm-hmm.
and there's somebody who I've never met before.
Okay.
But I asked them to buy 2 cigarettes. Now, my friend who knew me had been joking with me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess this stranger felt like he could play about some money and cigarettes. A lot of people say that was about yo, y'all are wild. Bro was about to crash out. Damn. Nah, look, don't just meet me and be trying to clown me and play about what was I supposed to fucking do?
Yeah. Yeah. First of
Be like,
all,
oh
where I
well,
come from,
I
smokes are
guess I'll
a
just
big
take
deal.
$1. Like, I guess I'll just take one. What the fuck was I supposed to do?
Right. Yeah. No, that's super funny. I guess that's like one of the situations where like age comes into like would you handle that the same way now? No?
I don't smoke
Maybe.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
got
because that's
my
right.
financial situation is different.
We're all in this economy together,
So I
baby.
don't know. Like, there's
Right.
a lot that would go into creating
Right.
that situation again.
But that's why it's such a powerful thing. Like where I come from, you use smokes as a way to start a conversation, a way to like pass the time. It's like it's currency. It's like a sign of respect. It's like you don't, whether someone offers you a smoke or like rolls smokes. It's like the ritual of rolling a smoke, with Nan or whatever it is. Like smokes hold like a space culturally in my life. So to be that heated about a couple of smokes, like that's fair. That's warranted in my mind. I can see why though, like with age, we can maybe grow past having a reaction that severe. I mean, would you act the same way now? Whether you smoked or not? Like, because I mean,
I don't know, bro. Don't try to play with no money.
right.
So sure, I
Yeah.
might still have some questions.
So is this a story about regret then? Because if you would still play it out the same way or similar, then is it like something is this that layer thing you were talking about earlier? Like,
I
wish
do
I could have
regret
done
it. I guess I do. Well, that was more about boundaries.
Okay.
And I do regret it because now it's been this much further years later and it's still circulating.
Right.
Misconstrued
Yes.
as
Yeah.
me being mad
Right.
about and like just the idea that people think that I was just supposed to sit there and let my cigarettes get taken or
Right.
whatever is perplexing. Like,
Well, and like that, you could throw that to anything. I mean, right now it's simple as a couple of smokes anyway, so I don't even think you have to edit that hard to make it be about. Yeah, it's already there, really. Dang.
yeah, and I didn't know I was being filmed.
But good on you for being passionate about the principle because that's really what it is. It's
Being
not
short.
Yeah.
If I let it's gonna be my life, and I think a
Mhm.
lot of people don't understand that about like it was like, yo, do I act like a bitch or do I make it so he'll think before he just wants to play with me? If it leaves me by myself, I don't know, but I'd rather that than be hurt all day. But that goes with boundaries and regrets because it goes to what we were talking about earlier on, like maybe the pain is a rite of passage that I should have been That's that's wild, Chris. This nigga.
That's okay. Wait, but okay. So going back to a rite of passage, right? Like, I wish for everybody to go back to that youth place in our mind. I think that there is something so much more authentic to like having a reaction, like pulling up on somebody, than
Because they said bitch.
yeah, then like, okay, how do we be considerate? How do we deflect? Like, I think there's space for both of it, but like, I would like to see more of this like problem solving in real time.
Like good problem solving.
No,
you
not even
mean?
like, well,
Or
what is,
pulling up when you're
but,
called
okay,
bitch.
but
Because
what is
I
good
think
problem
people
solving?
need to be more genuine and
100%.
be like, I where else? Fake as fuck. How did it get this way? Well,
Would the person you pulled up on make that mistake twice? No.
no, because that's not like
Right. But if you didn't problem solve that way, would it leave that space open to allow it to happen again?
yes.
Okay,
And
so
then,
then what is
and
good
then
problem
you'd be
solving?
just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so I just don't know. And that's like boundaries, regrets, like
I like, okay, I think boundaries are super important for your own comfort, right? But is a life without boundaries more exciting? Which then kind of weighs the pros and cons to living with boundaries and regret. If I live with one regret that doesn't bother me a lot, but I genuinely live an exciting and fun and moment for moment life, which is bringing me a ton of joy, like, does that outweigh me constantly like having to be super hyper focused aware of like where I stand all the way through? And now I say this like openly, obviously, because I preach boundaries all the time. However, does that take up space? Does it take up like
well, there's two things that have really stood out to me through this conversation.
mhm.
Is like it comes down to a lot to what I take pride in.
Okay, yeah,
Because
yes,
I've always taken pride in being genuine.
yeah,
And so, of course, rather than having a thoughtful response or like, mind you, I craft things all the time and I love taking my time to craft things. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. I don't. Whatever. But I craft things
You-
all the time.
yeah,
And so, but they're also crafted very organically. Like the documentary is just an edited version of a night filmed.
mm-hmm.
It's not like we did a bunch of retakes or anything. The magic is making sure you don't miss anything. That one shot that you get to do it, and the piecing it together in my mind of it, right? But yeah, I take pride in being genuine, and I think the world is very cowardly. And so I take pride in standing up for people. And so you're going to face, and when you're being genuine, you're always trying to prove that you're being genuine. Not prove it, right? But peel back layers. So it's not at question. What up, Sav? Whoa, how you feeling?
Hey.
Um,
I
and it's not the only way though, right? Because it's not the only way because it leaves you boundaryless. Because anything that they ask you, you gotta keep it real about if that's the fucking case. And if that's your priority, and that's cool. But Dave Chappelle said it best that keeping it real can go wrong. There's
Right.
a tactful, I don't know. I don't even think there's a tactful way.
I think that there is like a considerate way, which takes up a ton of space and could possibly take away from the individual's happiness. or there's a very selfish way that doesn't leave a lot of room for the comfort of others. Now, obviously, everybody in the chat here with us, near us, around, like they've all found like which one kind of on the weigh scale where they want to sit. But to be tactful in life and not to be able to do a retake and also to enjoy, I don't know if that's even.
I mean, being
I mean,
genuine though, like truly, like genuine. I don't think that that's a realistic
to be genuine
thing.
and tactful, no. Well, but some people really are just like that. I mean, like we know we have mutual friends that are very tactful, that are like very diplomatic in their approach to life, which allows them to be genuine to themselves, but also be very considerate of others. I mean, those people do exist.
I had
right?
I had a situation. I stepped on a motherfucker's neck for somebody, right?
Mhm.
Because what they said is okay. And then they vented the frustration that
Mhm.
which they didn't have to.
No.
It frustrated me because what they said okay to was a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
And it wasn't an okay like I'm gonna do that for you, but it was an okay like whatever you say. I'm not pushing back. I don't got the time. So eventually what it turns into is, well, why are you upset about it? They were okay with it. Huh? You missed the whole point of that okay.
Right. Yeah, but that's where like reading the room comes in, right? Like,
But he was being genuine in a non-confrontational response, possibly.
which is usually what that is. Like,
So it's
okay,
not
we can
disingenuine, I
move.
guess.
No,
But
no.
so you can be
But it is.
genuine
But
with
I guess so. But like, did they? Yes, you're right.
it.
Like,
Left
did
me
they?
without protection for
Yeah.
protecting them, but like once again, another situation where it's like maybe I shouldn't have stuck my neck out.
Because if you don't stick your neck out and they say okay, and the night goes on and no one's really affected, like that's still being like genuine to the situation and maybe not being transparent about all of your feelings, right? That's the diplomatic high road. I mean, that's the politician's practice right there. That is like, I mean, is it disingenuous? Not necessarily, not if that's all you know, right? Like if that's what you've grown up knowing and that's how you work things out in your mind, like that's just as genuine as being emotionally driven. Or I guess for some of us who are just like overly rational, right? Like either you're super emotional or rational. Yeah, there's
But
a middle
both
for
can
sure.
be. I mean, but there doesn't. Both can be. I guess both can be genuine responses.
Mhm.
It's just one's okay because it doesn't because it lets the other one feel okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
not okay.
But it depends on who it affects, right? But and I feel like some of that also is like taking on what other people's experience. Like if they don't want to focus on it or if they want to move forward because that's what makes them comfortable. I mean, now we're a little going down the rabbit hole a little bit, but like if they're like, okay, and their comfort is to not address that all night, much like your family you were talking about earlier, you're like, everyone's chilling by the pool, like no one wants to talk about it. We're just gonna like glide over it. Like that's not disingenuine in the fact that they genuinely
I'm a
don't
pattern
want to go
person.
there. Like
I'm a pattern person too. And this goes along with like I give people enough rope to hang themselves, whether it was that status we discussed that was like the tipping point for the beef, or whether it is watching a person lie time and time again, or do the same thing time and time again.
Yeah, that's true too. Like some people, and like earlier we said, like I said, giving myself the time that I need to respond appropriately. Like that's my luxury that I give to myself, because I don't know if jumping the gun and and responding genuinely is going to save my happiness or my mental health, or contribute to a bunch of bad days. Like it is hard to always know what
I
to
feel
say
like
or
my
to have to
mental health is
respond,
affected in either way.
because then you're overthinking it or thinking it. Like why?
And I got to get it out my system. I'm a
Right, okay.
very getting it out my system kind of person.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't get the same satisfaction from mulling it over for a bit and then like striking, or not striking, but like delivering something that's like well thought out. Like do you get more satisfaction from like the instant gratification type of communication?
I think I will in that
Mhm.
moment, maybe. I think
Right.
I will. And I need to, like, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of deleting and retyping.
Same. Yeah.
And I'm just trying to do more of that.
Right.
Because
Right.
I do notice it getting slightly more of the result.
Like by the third time you type it out, it's like, 10% in length, but like
Well, it's
100%
always an
more
aim to
in
be an
importance.
accountable.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
always an aim to be more accountable with whatever I'm writing. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Yeah. Instead of like
Because
firing back, you're like,
people shut down the second their boundaries come clean up the second they feel blamed.
oh my God, that's so true. So true. But that's what we do. That's part of being comfortable. Like, that's what that is. Like, all right, now I'm going to block and delete you, or now I'm not going to answer your call. I'm not going to put myself in that position no more because you reacted immediately, and I am not interested in having relationships with people who can't handle themselves for 5 minutes and give me the response that I deserve. Like, that's like 75% of people's affliction in life. Like all of a sudden they feel entitled to the response that they wanted, but that's not how it works.
Yeah. Well, even thinking on it, I always gotta have a reason.
I don't.
Whether it's to keep control.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the clip from the concert, right? When that guy's screaming in my face.
Yeah, that clip's wild.
I'm not scared to scream back at that dude. I
No.
screamed later that night at him.
Mm-hmm.
Once he repeated his pattern. I'm a repeat pattern guy. Enough rope. I had a mission.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to ruin the night for everybody on my accord.
Yeah.
Because I could have hit him right there. And it would have been a done show before my first set was over. Which is what people would have loved to say about me, too.
But there's that edit. There's that, like, delete, retype in real life.
Yeah,
in real
and
time,
all I
like,
said to him, well, yeah, no, because you see me, I say,
mm-hmm.
You know what? You're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, I'm going to finish my set.
Yeah.
And I walk out there and do my last song.
Yeah. There's that edit. There's that diplomatic. It's not even diplomatic. That's that space, though.
That's more than diplomatic. I find myself either being overly diplomatic or killing
just leveling the whole room. Like,
yeah. Chris, you got something going on with you. I shared it earlier. But a GoFundMe or something you've got going on. Thank you for hanging out with us.
yeah,
Hopefully, you've taken something away from the conversation. Hopefully, we've had some. I think it's been a pretty heavy meaningful. You're like, what made you smirk there about me saying that?
Yeah, because you're right. It was. It was yeah, it was a good one. The conversation. It was necessity, maybe necessary. One that I'll probably go back to and edit into little spaces to learn from. Not necessarily for myself. No, just kidding. But just kidding.
No, wait till I get to cook you on this motherfucker. No.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I mean, should we drop that? Because that's next week. Are you? Yeah. So
I see. What were you saying? Yeah, we're gonna be on your show next week. Oh god, which I got a couple things to talk about.
I'm super excited. Yeah, we're gonna do Pinecase podcast with the lovely Daz Exotic. What
Ain't
days are we
nothing
talking
lovely.
about?
The
Man,
boogeyman, the
stories.
bullier of
The
bullies.
lunatic. Yeah. The 18th of February, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which I believe is 10 p.m. Eastern. I'll throw the links in the bottom of this conversation so you guys can go ahead and check it out. But it'll be live on both of our pages, so it'll be easy to find, and YouTube as well. So
You said go Lakers.
what?
Oh, he's playing right now for the Lakers? Okay.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's capping or not.
I am not sure.
Shout out my cousin, Mr. Presley. Thank you for stopping through.
Okay.
It's our mental health Monday. We are yeah. Yo, I don't know.
Your
Look,
words.
It's
have never-
funny.
Yeah.
Well, one day, how many of y'all one day will post no regrets, and then the next day will post gotta learn to live with regrets.
Oh, I see that. Like,
What? Which one is true?
right.
But yeah, regrets, boundaries, all that. No, that is not your daughter. You funny as hell. But
Who's he talking about?
you that is not Lucretia. You funny as
That's
hell.
funny.
It
That's
is
funny.
Kalisha.
Yeah. Hey, that's so funny.
She's out there in the Edmonton, Calgary area of
Mhm.
Canada,
Yes, sir.
raising them tariffs.
Leave that. Nah, we don't want to get this pulled right now. Like, we're not doing all that. Don't be worried about none of that.
Oh
all
shit!
We're hanging.
But all right, it has been. He said Megan good.
Nah, no, I mean,
Ah.
look, no, I won't get into that. That Trump flag that ended up in my house. No, we won't get into that. It's super nice meeting everybody.
You said okay, guys. Damn. Well, it's been a case of the Mondays. Hopefully, we brighten up. Have a great rest of the week. We are blessed to have you in the building. Mental health matters. Go see your therapist. Don't get mad when somebody tells you you should go see a therapist. Well, when will it be more affordable for people? What can we do? That's something that I really think is so insane.
Okay, yeah, there's actually a solution to this. So when you look into what your insurance does or does not cover, when you talk to the therapist themselves, you can ask if they offer a sliding scale based on income, and it is a really quick and easy way to get that price moved around. a lot.
Megan. Oh, okay. My cousin Megan. Okay. He's got a cousin that literally look like you. I got a cousin.
Okay, cool.
He said, "Call on Jesus." That you play too. Yeah, it's free to go to church.
Well, that's never cost nothing either, right? You can get yourself a coffee and do your thing. I mean, whatever your avenue, but yeah, there is cheaper ways to do things if you just ask around a little bit. Yeah, just ask for a sliding scale, and if they don't offer it, then they can tell you who does in your city. So,
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. There you
All
have it.
right. Follow Pine K's mental music and mental health. And thanks, Kalisha. We
Mhm.
will be back next Monday to cure your week, y'all. Run up them likes if you haven't yet. And have a good rest of your week. We are blessed to be here together. And
Yeah,
we
man.
appreciate every last one of y'all.
Yeah. Oh,
And
love.
either like learn to live with those regrets or live with no regrets. And either have boundaries or live
Or
with
don't.
no boundaries. But choose and live with that shit, damn it. Make that shit look good.